order, May 20th, 2025 meeting. The itinerary says May 20th, 2005. We've gone back in time. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Have all had a chance to read the minutes of the previous meeting?
Yes. And I second that.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes to adopt the minutes of the previous meeting. Liz, I believe you have a collections report.
Yes, sir. I do not have a full collections report. My collections reports are done at the end of the month. This is to date from the last park board meeting to today. So as of right now, we have the printed out sheet. This is what we have collected from the website. The checks from the website, those are actually fireworks donations. So I could print off the receipts for them. So the total looks like $7,575 in total. The monthly utilities have been paid. These were the dates that they were paid. Next to it in the description shows the dates that they were actually turned into the office, where they actually came into the office, and then the dates next to it are what has been paid. We are at $2,939.58 of utilities and bills that I have paid down at the bottom. And the claims are right there in that folder next to you. There is one damage deposit that was paid. That one was from February. It was accidentally omitted from last month, so I went ahead and put it in for this month.
I see some expenses here for the upcoming Memorial Day Parade.
Yes, sir.
And there's going to be a duck in the parade.
Yes, sir.
Who's the duck going to be?
That would be me.
Uh-huh.
Levi chose not to be the duck. He felt like it would be too hot, but my premenopausal self has a fan, so you know, so it will be fine. Yes, we have rubber ducks that we will be tossing into the crowd.
Are we also signed up for another parade?
Yes, we are signed up for Knights of Pythias. They're supposed to send me an application. I guess there's like paperwork that needs to be filled out for that one. And I believe September was going to look into the Moreland Fair parade as well. Yep.
On the nights of the Pythias, their parade, is that the one where we carry the banners?
Yes.
Or, okay, I've done that one before.
Yes.
September can look at them, but I'd entertain a motion to pay the bills that have been presented.
I make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I second.
Motion to accept and pay the bills as presented has been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. You have a staff and maintenance report. You want to discuss any items on that or
Yes,
of any
sir.
significance?
We have a few. There were some plumbing issues. No, she was me.
Oh.
Okay, better? I'll just do it like this. I'll hold on to it. So, there were plumbing issues. The mowing had started and then we had that last rainfall and then there were plumbing issues. So we were trying to get the bathrooms up and running. And then we had the rainstorm. So there have been a few plumbing issues. We've gotten them taken care of. We've had, one mower go down. So that's why some of the mowing has been very spotty. So we will be taking care of that. We are waiting on a part. The part was a spring that had broken and we've ordered the part. We're just waiting for the part to get in there. So we're down one mower, but the guys are trying to weed eat and mow as best as they can right now.
How's the updating the inventory coming along? I know that was several years behind and some things weren't even noted at all.
Yes, so currently I have everything on the list. I'm now doing the paperwork to submit to Debbie and to Elena. So I will have that in this week when I turn in the claims that I have this week. So I will have that into them this week.
Any questions by board members on the report of maintenance and ongoing issues at the park?
Do they have all of the trees up now or are they're still working on them, aren't they?
Yes, there were a few more than what we thought, so they're cutting them down. The one that was the most important to get down was on the golf course road. That one was blocking the road, so they got that one down. They got the one down by the pond, closest to 3, cut up too. So they're still working on it.
I think they've managed to get most of the trees off of the road. They're all clear now. There are a couple other ones that have had past damage or are dead that will be coming down. We'll have to work those into the schedule. We may have to actually bring them down to keep them from falling on the road. We can bring them down and leave them in place, or if we have to bring them down across the road and to just drag them to the ditch. But keep up with the mowing and other stuff, and we can work on the trees later. But there's a lot of them down. That storm Sunday brought quite a few down.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot I have interviews tomorrow for a couple guys who are just interested in mowing seasonal mowers. So that will free up our guys to weed eat and take care of the other things. So I have a few interviews tomorrow.
And we've had offered part-time positions to some people that haven't come back or responded yet, right?
Right. One of those is coming in tomorrow.
And we had another one start Saturday or Sunday, correct? Part-time, came back to us.
I don't know.
We had one just come back recently? When did he really start working again?
Oh, Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny started at the beginning of May.
Okay.
Yes, he came back. So
What about our ranger, Kenny?
Ranger Kenny is still having health issues and he's off work until the 21st. He's had some minor surgery, so he's healing. But I spoke to him Sunday. Sunday was his birthday. So I spoke to him on Sunday and he has a follow-up visit and then he will most likely be back, on the 21st of June.
Any further questions? I have none.
No, I don't.
I don't,
I think this, well, we'll discuss this right now. This is kind of ongoing business, new business. We don't know what it is. This, you got this late today from Jeff about, the Zoom, about, not Zoom.
no, that was something I received last week, I believe, and it was in your file to give to you. I didn't see the email until just the other day, so that's when I printed it off and put it in there, so I would remember to give it to you.
Yeah, this is something about the Civic Plus and our Civic Rec program. I think we need to talk to Jeff and try to understand exactly what this is because I don't know what everything under the Audio Eye Enterprise for Recreation Management section is.
I don't know
Other
that,
than the fact that it went up a whole lot in value
right, and-
over last year's charges. We do some things with the Civic Plus and Civic Rec programs, but there's some question as to how valuable that is for
Right.
an operation our size.
and he did say he would be willing to, not Jeff, this Corey, I think is his name. It's on there. He did say that he would be willing to meet with you guys like on a Zoom to discuss it with you. He lost me in some of the things that he was talking about. He was like bouncing around like a ping pong ball. So it was a whole lot. And I don't think that Jeff fully understood what all of it was either because he doesn't really do much with Civic Rec.
Well, we'll try to look into this and see what's going on with it.
If you'd like, I can reach out to Corey and set up a Zoom type meeting. That way you can join in.
I went to their website and looked up the Recreation Management Audio Eye Enterprise section, and by the time I got done looking at their little videos, I had more questions than I began with. Well, it looks like we may have some reports. Veterans Museum, that's probably you, maybe. Do you have anything to say? No matter which hat you're wearing.
There we go. Per the conversation we had at the work session, the cannon was reassembled and is in the museum, awaiting decision on where it ultimately will alight. The museum will be open for the cannon shoot on Monday. Cannon shoot should be somewhere around noon, depending on how the honor guard from the Legion moves through their cycle of ceremonies. And I think that's all the pertinent information about the museum.
Okay, I can add that we are still considering what to do with the cannon and thinking about a location, so no decision has been made yet. But we appreciate you being able to get the wheels back on and get it out of the 4-H's way.
Yeah, the suggestion that I have for the cannon is I like the idea of it going into the museum, but not to stay in there all year round. I would like for it to go in during the weather and come out when people are out and they can take pictures and, just see it, touch it, and not have to go into the museum if they don't want to. That's my suggestion.
You want to vote on that, or you want to wait on the other two to be here?
I would wait to listen to their input. I would prefer to do that unless you want to move in a motion, but I think it would be better if we tabled a decision for now.
I agree. I think Levi and Terry should be on, vote for this too.
Do you have anything to report on behalf of RIPS?
The last report we got was that Helen and her crew had been out there. They've got a lot of mustard seed or, just mustard plants up. And I think they sprayed with some eco-friendly spray, a few invasive species near the seep. And that's what the last we've heard. As far as the island, I gave her the okay, just the other day, so that whenever they can get out there to start seeding it, they're good to go.
We'll have to have a fence put up and the guys will have to, what guys will have to do that, I guess.
The one on the island? Yeah, I don't know how big a fence they're talking about. I'm guessing they're looking at a 3 or 4 foot tall fence.
Ask really on that. We were going over seed more than we were on the fence.
Yeah, that's right. So and it's just a temporary fence anyway.
Right.
So it's just there while the plants have a chance to get established. I don't think there's no one here from 4-H, and I don't think I can add in anything new. They have a big event coming up, starting kind of this next weekend and going through part of the week, I think, isn't it?
I know they are going to be here. They're gonna start setting up, I believe, on Friday. And it's gonna go, I believe, until Saturday. It's like a swine show or
Is
something.
it just one day?
I believe so.
'Cause I thought they needed it like the day after.
I don't know. I didn't really check.
Okay,
For
well, they have a big event.
The invoice that I have says one day, but I know that they had, they have it on Friday. I'm assuming that's to prepare for it on Saturday, because she did tell me that they would be done at 6 PM on Saturday.
And I've heard they're expecting somewhere between 200 and 500,
Mhm.
wide range, but
And we also have a wedding that day.
we'll give the people at the wedding something to do for entertainment.
True. Well, there is food trucks going to be out there. People don't like the food.
Maybe we just show up with charcoal grill. I believe everybody has had a chance to see the position description of superintendent that's been emailed to everybody, and there's a copy of it in your folder. After much discussion and several meetings, emails back and forth, we put this in what we think is a final form. Terry and I met last week and hashed out the last little details. If anybody has any questions, we'd entertain a question. Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to accept this as presented, and we'll take the next step and move it to the council and to WIS for review, and then it comes back here.
Okay, I make the motion to accept the superintendent's description as it is in form.
I second it.
Motion is made and seconded to accept this copy of the position description for park superintendent at Henry County Memorial Park. I will proceed to get this to the next step, and with any luck, we'll be able to advertise it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. What's your guess, Council President?
Well, council meeting's not till June the 11th.
Yep.
And then it has to go to Wagner and Shealy, so you're probably looking at a couple months.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, when we did it for the whole county last time, it took about,
You know what? I should probably.
when we did it. for
Sorry,
the-
I'm always telling people speaking to the microphone. Yeah, because the council meeting's June the 11th. And then it has to go to Wagner and Shealing, so I'd say it'd be a couple months before you'll be able to advertise for the position. Unless the Wagner and Shealing is slow, or, I mean, I don't know.
And they don't make any suggestions for revisions.
Right, yeah, correct.
I know when we did the whole county, of course, that was the whole county, but a lot of people did it pretty quickly. We were right about, I think, right at 6 months by the time we started sending stuff in.
Mhm. So, I would guess. Since we just had our meeting,
Yep. I think we discussed this in December, January, that we thought this would be a 6-month process before we could get it advertised. I think we're trying to move as quickly as we can, but. So, we'll take a vote now. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Well, we have the vending machine contract update. That has been sent to Joel, I believe, and he was gonna look it over and see if there were any changes that he recommended. It looked pretty straightforward, but I haven't seen it come back yet.
Levi did call me the other day and he said the last that they had discussed was going to be like a half snacks and half pop machine. And he said with it potentially going outside, he didn't feel like the snacks would be a good idea. So it's just going to be a regular pop machine. In the event that it is just the pop machine, that little shed thing that we have should fit it. He sent me the new dimensions for the pop machine and I sent it to Holcomb, but I don't think he's responded yet. But I do feel that that little shed would cover it nicely.
Hopefully, we'll be able to move that thing without it falling apart. And the 4th of July fireworks fund. Have we gotten any more money, Liz?
Debbie mentioned citizens today, but it was very briefly, so I didn't catch all of what she said. But in the civic rec thing, all I have was the 2 checks that was in there. That's all I've received so far.
Okay, so citizens gave us 10.
Supposedly, I've not seen anything from them,
Yeah,
so I've
I
not been
wasn't
able
able
to.
to find out today if it cleared, but that's what they.
Right. She mentioned something about the AHC or whatever it's called. That's the one. Thank you, Bobby. So yes, she did mention that today.
And we got a nice one from Joe Dietz.
Yes. And Nancy came to the office the other day and she asked me, she said he wanted a plaque. He really wanted a plaque. And I said, well, the best I can do is a certificate. So I made him a certificate for his donation.
I need to give Webb's a down payment for the
You should-
fireworks.
Should probably talk to Debbie tomorrow. And is she in town? Talk to Debbie tomorrow and she can figure out how to do that thing. You should have we should have the money there to do that. I think they wanted 10.
Yes.
I haven't heard any more from anybody else about how much money they've given. Nobody's given anything lately.
Nope. The only 2 I had was from Joe Dietz and Newcastle Stainless.
Yep. I think we're still waiting to hear from Hospital Foundation. But as I understand it, their meeting is sometime late June.
Yes.
That's getting pretty close to the 4th of July to expect to get money that will do us much good. I mean, hopefully they will. They always have been very good in the past at
Mhm.
participating, but it's a little different this year, I think. There is a problem of getting supplies, and we don't know yet what Webb's can come up with at a late date.
Right.
There's been some discussion about allowing canoes and kayaks on the pond. I talked to the county insurance agent. He said that was not a problem, that there would be no additional fees for that. We're going to come up with a permit of sorts, but it's mainly going to be a waiver of responsibility. And we'll establish a launch site that will be easy to do and something we can use, and we can try to track its use. So we're going to get the grass established, and then we'll look at being able to allow canoes and kayaks out there.
I think we ought to talk about having not to go over so many. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have a problem with that or not, but
Well, let's wait till see if that's a problem.
okay.
It might be a problem. If it is, that's a good kind of problem to have, and we'll worry about thinning them out after we get that problem. How many are you going to bring? Oh, next thing you know, we're going to need a beach.
We have Duck Island.
There's your beach.
Does anybody have anything else that we haven't discussed? Any comments from the gallery? You're not going to say anything? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. Meeting is adjourned.